Hey gang, Jesse here at EC Auto Repair. Really glad you tuned in. Please remember, you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it, then let me know in the comments. Be glad to read them, okay? So, lots of different things that we can talk about on a car, right? And honestly, a lot of the information I'm going to share with you can actually be found in your owner's manual. I'm going to actually talk about it in a way that we can understand though. So, one of the questions that we get is engine oil. Is engine oil by itself enough? And honestly, on most modern day cars or late model cars, engine oil by itself, in my opinion, and based on the experience that I see by the thousands of cars that we touch every year, oil by itself is not enough. We use a high quality, full synthetic oil in the vehicles, right? It's an oil that I actually run in all mine. But here's what else I do in addition. I do a BG, what they call MEPS kit. MEPS is a vehicle performance kit. And basically the EPR, what it does is it's a cleaner that we dump into the used engine oil. And just imagine it like this. Imagine that you're at home and imagine that you put in a load of laundry. Would you put in a load of laundry and push start on the wash cycle and not put any soap in it at all? Most people would not. They would like to use hot water, warm water, put a little bit of soap in it, maybe a little bit of fabric softener, so the fabric softener can be introduced at the right time on a load of laundry. So then what happens is as the clothes go through the wash cycle and then they hit the dryer, when they come out, they feel nice and clean, they look nice and clean, they're soft, and they look great, and you feel proud to wear them out in public, right? So imagine that your car, this EPR, the easiest way I know how to explain it, is it's literally our laundry detergent for your engine. We dump it in, it cleans a bunch of carbon, it cleans all the gunk, it cleans up moisture residue, it cleans up things within the car, inside the engine that don't serve it well. We'll let that run for about 15 minutes. We'll drain out the old oil, we'll drain out this EPR with it. We then introduce the new oil into the vehicle, the new oil filter, and we add this can of MOA. This MOA is basically the equivalent of the fabric softener. What the MOA does for the engine, the MOA actually repels carbon buildup. Carbon buildup is really bad for efficiency on an engine. Car owners ask from time to time, why does my vehicle get worse gas mileage now than it used to? 9 times out of 10, it's a result of carbon buildup within the engine. Carbon creates a lack of efficiency, it increases drag, and it increases heat. All the things which are bad for efficiency on an engine and for fuel consumption. Okay, so we'll dump the MOA in. The MOA adds a lot of the properties that, in my opinion, the oil should already have in it. But guess what? Oil companies are fighting to make a profitable bottom line too. They are, right? So what they do is they take everything out of the oil except what absolutely has to be in it so they can deliver oil to the market for the cheapest possible price. What really should have happened is they should have just kept on charging a little bit more for the oil and left some of those chemicals in there that they removed, but they didn't. Don't worry, the MOA is going to supply those missing components, right? It's going to add the needed lubricity. It's going to add the chemicals in it that repel carbon buildup, that repel water from entering into the system, and it's going to extend the service interval, therefore saving you time and money. We find that for a lot of our clients that time is money, and so therefore the less time that they have to come to an auto repair shop to have an oil change done, then the more time that they can be in their vehicle, spending time with their family, going to church, going to work, and doing the things that they love to do, like maybe going to ball games or golf or to the movies or whatever it is, going out to eat. Who would love? What about fishing? People like to fish, right? There's all kinds of things we could be doing. And almost any of those things are funner than sitting in the waiting room of a repair shop, right? I think so. Anyhow, that being said, at the same time, with this kit, we pour the 44K into the fuel tank. The 44K cleans and treats the fuel system at the same time. Fuel begins to break down after it has a certain shelf life, right? The 44K is going to rejuvenate that. The 44K is also going to disperse of any moisture that's entered into the fuel tank. Like last week, we had extremely cold temperatures. We dealt with frozen fuel in systems, right? Because of the moisture that was in them. We had been at really hot temperatures the week before, and then we got to really, really cold temperatures the week after. And in that drastic heat exchange, meaning going from 70 degrees Fahrenheit to 1 degree Fahrenheit in a very short span of time, it creates condensation to build up inside the fuel tank, right? Well, then it freezes as the temperatures get colder and colder. So the 44K is going to disperse, so that condensation is built up. It's also going to go in and it's going to clean, as it makes its way through the fuel system, it begins to clean the internals of the fuel injectors, and it cleans the carbon off of the end of the fuel injectors, therefore helping with fuel efficiency. My partners at BG actually make a guarantee that if you do this service on your vehicle, that you will see an increase in fuel efficiency within 500 miles, or they're actually going to give you your money back. Meaning you can come back to me and say, hey, I don't feel like it did anything for my vehicle. In fact, I know it didn't do anything for my vehicle, and we'll give you your money back. Do you know how much money I've given back because this didn't work? Over the past several years, I have never, ever stroked a check for this stuff not working. It works every time because all it does, it's not snake oil, it's not magic, it simply cleans the system and puts it back to the way it was when it was new, right? Or as close to new as it could be, right? So that's a brief overview. So in recap, let's put a cleaner in there, get all that carbon built up. Here's the thing, the internals of the engine are so much different than engines years and years ago. The piston rings are smaller, they're a smaller diameter, they can handle, they're higher tension piston rings, lower tension piston rings, we got cam phasers, we got timing chains, we got all kinds of stuff that engines in the past didn't have all those components, right? So the engines today are more intricate. That's how we get 35, 40 miles a gallon out of a gasoline engine nowadays versus 10 miles a gallon back in the day, right? Therefore, they need more love, they need more treatment. So come see us. We'll be glad to introduce you to all kinds of different oil change packages to make sure we're using the right product for your vehicle, for your driving habits. And I'll see you in the next video.